This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. No breakthrough in killing of boy age 9. Up to Saturday, there was no new development in the investigation by the Jamaica Constabulary Force concerning the cold-blooded murder of 9-year-old Gabriel King. King, who was autistic, was found with his throat slashed and his body slumped on the back seat of his mother's car on Thursday. The car, which was found on Oak Hill Avenue in Fairfield Estates, had been reported stolen only minutes earlier. In an interview with the news after the boy's body was found, Commanding Officer of the St. James Police Division, Senior Superintendent Vernon Ennis shared that thorough investigations were being carried out by his team into the matter that has again shaken the Jamaican landscape. Detectives from the Forensic Unit from the Area 1 Crime Investigation Bureau CIB and the Major Investigation Division are conducting investigations into this heinous crime, Ellis said. These are early days yet, but I can guarantee that we will leave no stones unturned, the senior cop said on Thursday. The lawman said that approximately 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, the young boy and his mother were traveling in an Audi motor car when she said they were attacked. King was in the rear of a motor vehicle being driven by his mom. She reported that she slowed down to maneuver some potholes when she was approached by a gunman who hit her in the face, forced her door open, then pulled her from the vehicle. The vehicle was driven away with King in the back seat, SSP Ellis told the news on Thursday. After an alarm was raised by the boy's mother, 3 units were deployed to the Fairfield area, where young King was found inside the car with his throat slashed, SSP Ellis told the news. Police teams were deployed immediately. 2 of the police teams came into contact with the car and 1 rescued the mother. The teams that came into contact with the car found a young 9-year-old in the back seat, face down, covered in a pool of blood. His throat appeared to be slashed, he said. The child's gruesome murder has sent the entire country into a state of shock, said Ellis. Government Senator Charles Sinclair has also expressed his outrage and shock. Sinclair, who is also a counselor for the Montego Bay Northeast Division, called on the police high command to do all in its power to bring the perpetrators who attacked and killed a vulnerable child to justice. I am calling on the police to leave no stone unturned in bringing these criminals to justice. The police must use their most competent teams of detectives to thoroughly investigate this matter and ensure that once they get to the bottom of it, the full force of the law is applied to those responsible for robbing St. James, the wider Jamaica, and the family of a 9-year-old youngster, Sinclair said. Even if the Jamaica Constabulary Force needs to bring in additional resources to assist in the investigation, this must be done as these criminals must be brought to justice, the senator added. The lawmaker continued, this is a heartless, cowardly act and must be condemned in the strongest possible manner. We all know that our children are the future of this world, and when criminals target them, it speaks to the low level of depravity to which these criminals have fallen. In a news release, Minister of Education Favour Williams also condemned the frequent violent attacks on women and children. The frequency of violent attacks on women and children across the society is highly disturbing. I cannot imagine what could motivate anyone to carry out such a dastardly act on such a young life. This is pure unadulterated evil, the minister said. I am extending condolences to the families, and I am also appealing to anyone who may have any information that can help the police in their investigation to share this as quickly as possible, Williams added. Lottery scamming still driving crime in Western Jamaica, said Chang. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has noted that lottery scamming continues to be a contributor to crime in the western parishes. The embattled minister gave the acknowledgement as he addressed a community meeting at the Manans School in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland on Thursday. The community meeting was hosted by the minister to dialogue with Westmoreland residents about the crime situation in the parish. Lotto scammers link with their friends that have money they have dropped through the education system and feel that they have nowhere going. They get huge sums of money, and to protect themselves, they buy firearms, they buy cars, and to protect themselves, they kill each other, Chang said. There are those who have set up systems to bring in the lottery scamming money at a percentage, and if it is shared and not shared correctly, another killing takes place, he continued. The minister said the government will be increasing the number of police personnel to bolster crime fighting on the island. We must have a police force that is large enough and equipped with the tools required to make them effective. The government is setting about a program to do that, said Chang. Jamaica burns while waiting for a crime plan, says Bishop Alvin Bailey. Presiding Bishop of the Christian Holiness Church in Jamaica, Dr. Alvin Bailey, is challenging the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chang, to show moral rectitude and resign immediately. In a statement on Saturday, the bishop said if Chang refuses to resign, the Prime Minister should relieve him of his duties in the interest of the safety and the security of Jamaican people. Bailey's call comes against the background of the alarming increase in the number of gruesome murders over the past few days in particular, and what he said was the minister's inability to show the nation that there is a plan to bring back law and order in the country. Under Dr. Chang's watch, crime and violence island-wide has reached alarming proportions and shows no sign of abatement. The violent, frightening, and brutal nature of the killings reflect a wanton disregard for law, order, and the efforts of his administration. So he must take responsibility for the ineffectiveness and incompetence of his leadership, Bailey declared. It is clear that Jamaicans have lost their confidence in the Minister of National Security. It is also clear that he is unable to earn the support and the confidence of Jamaicans in the fight against the crime, which is an important component. This makes the reshuffle of the cabinet a sham, as Jamaicans were expecting the Prime Minister to announce a new Minister of National Security, Bailey added. Continuing, he said, with the current minister remaining in the post, the Prime Minister has made a mockery of the process of a cabinet reshuffle, made worse with the announcement of a new ministry. The clergyman, who is also vice president of the Jamaica Evangelical Alliance, also questioned the competence of Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson, who he said holds the position of technical director and the chief strategist for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Where is his strategy to cauterize crime? While the nation waits, there is unrest and demotivation among the rank and file of the JCF on their matter of promotions and emoluments, but the only talk is about the need for more resources for the JCF to be effective. What is the plan to apprehend the ever-growing number of criminals who have taken over our country? Have those in authority run out of ideas to bring back peace to this nation? In fact, while the commissioner remains quiet, Jamaica burns, Bailey declared. He said pressure must be brought to bear on the police commissioner to positively impact the alarming incidents of crime and violence with the implementation of relevant and effective policing if the government is to save our nation and our people from destruction. Too early to assess impact of U.S. travel advisory on Jamaica, says JHTA. The Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association says it's too early to assess whether the latest travel advisory by the United States is having a negative effect on hotel bookings. The U.S. Department of State last Monday raised its travel advisory for Jamaica to a level 4 and warned Americans not to travel to the country due to COVID-19 related conditions. JHTA President Clifton Reeder says the Jamaica Tourist Board continues to market the country's resilient corridor to tourists to prevent any major fallout. We've seen those advisories before, and yes, it will have some effect. The quantum of that effect we are not sure at this point, but we are doing everything to ensure that the JTB is out there. So we have been selling the corridors from Negril to Port Antonio, from St. Elizabeth to Kingston. Those are fairly safe areas, the JHTA president said. The U.S. State Department advised the citizens to reconsider travel to Jamaica due to health and safety measures and COVID-19 related conditions, including extended periods of isolation and quarantine if they receive a positive test result to departure from the island. It told Americans that medical services in Jamaica are extremely limited due to COVID-19. The Department of State also advised Americans that there was an increased risk of crime in Kingston, Montego Bay, and Spanish Town. And the reader says it's unfortunate that the U.S. would issue an advisory for its citizens not to travel to Jamaica when many American states are experiencing a surge in COVID-19 cases as well. And the crime is no stranger to the U.S. Omicron in some states is at a positivity rate equal or more than us. The only thing they have going for them is that they are more vaccinated than we are. But we have inbuilt some kind of protection both for our staff and the guests. We are protecting Americans and foreigners coming into Jamaica, but at the same time it is very unfortunate that a statement like that should come out at this time, he said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.